strategy for financial services firms. So my role at UserReady is to help clients really connect the dots between business opportunities and technology sets to maximize ROI on their technology investments. So what I want to start off with today is to talk about the trends that are shaping the wealth management industry and identify areas where you can potentially position your firm for future success. So there's really 7 key trends shaping the future of the industry today, and we're going to highlight them, showcase how Tableau and other tools will help you to position your firm for future success. Digital transformation is on center stage. In an era of increased competition and shrinking fees, financial advisors need digital tools to survive. By leveraging technology and data-driven insights, advisors can sustain profitable growth, but achieving this vision requires digital transformation, and the industry has been slow to adapt. A thoughtful technology and data strategy, user-friendly tools, early wins, and key stakeholder commitment are the main ingredients for success. One of the key components of the success of this industry is advisor enablement. As the financial advisory industry pivots from a transaction-led model to a relationship-based one, advisors need to provide personalized advice to tailor to their clients' goals and life events. Digitization has been at the forefront of this evolution of the advice-centric model. Financial advisors want tools and insights to offer hyper-personalization, get a holistic view of clients, and efficiently service clients at scale. The advisors want a unified experience and functionalities such as account aggregation, client portals, CRM, and client servicing tools. Digital advisor enablement assumes greater importance in the wake of the pandemic, and firms are doubling down on these initiatives. Second trend that we're seeing is improving scale and omni-channel servicing. Advisors want to focus on delivering client value, and they want to digitize time-consuming and error-prone tasks. Digitization of account opening, account transitions, and e-signatures has helped in reducing errors and NIGOs and improving operational scale for wealth management firms. During the pandemic, these initiatives received a tremendous boost, with both clients and advisors calling for straight-through processing using workflow-based tools. With volatility and uncertainty in markets, the need for investment information and client servicing improved dramatically. A firm's investments to provide omni-channel experience to advisors and clients will help them service their stakeholders effectively. Technologies such as Zoom have helped manage disruption by enabling close collaboration and putting clients at ease. Business leaders should expect these digital collaboration channels to further evolve, while digital laggards may actually lose clients to their more digital savvy counterparts. At the center of all of this transformation is data. Leaders view data as the central to the execution of initiatives for providing high-touch services for operational transformation using AI, ML for client servicing and investment decisions. Harnessing data, especially in the digital world, to offer insights and personalized services will remain a key priority for wealth managers. Dealing with data growth, ensuring data quality and integrity, harmonizing disparate data sources, and putting good data governance practices in place are essential to ensure that data lakes do not turn into data swamps and can generate actionable insights for decision makers. Another trend that we're seeing is the increased usage of AI and ML. AI and ML in wealth management is gradually shifting from drawing boards to practical usage, but the use cases are still limited. Robo advisory continues to be the most notable use of AI and ML, and firms have rolled out these tools to try and attract younger investors. Lately, though, firms have started using AI and ML in other areas, such as improving lead conversion and unstructured data ingestion using OCR and character recognition. AI and ML has been used for algorithmic high-frequency trading for a while, but its use in long-term financial planning is still limited. As the firm's data ecosystems mature and their ability to consume alternate, unstructured data increases, AI and ML's usage will expand. In the very near future, AI and ML will be used for recommending next best action, chatbots, stock analytics and ranking, although that's somewhat underway already, and generating alpha, thereby complementing wealth managers in a client servicing and investment decision-making. Another key trend is cloud adoption. While many wealth management firms were already on their cloud adoption journey to improve flexibility, scalability, and resilience, and reduce infrastructure complexity, the pandemic has not affected that strategy of organizations. Rather, given how firms have scaled with increased trading, volatility, and application usage, it provided validation for resilience and scalability offered by the cloud. Another theme we're seeing is operations transformation. And even though client-facing initiatives are getting the most attention, digitization has had a massive impact on improving operations. Many firms grapple with inefficiencies introduced by legacy platforms, workarounds, and customizations built for supporting the business. Business leaders must decide between building focused point automation and large-scale transformation. Operations transformation requires firms to also redesign their legacy processes to eliminate inefficient and non-value-adding activities. Without applying digital design principles, the results of such transformations can be underwhelming. And lastly, the impact of fintech and the fear of disruption from FANGs. Fintechs have helped in expanding the technology choices for advisors and pushing that digital agenda forward. The desire to capture more customer wallet share and industry consolidation is resulting in overlapping services of various players. For example, Schwab and Vanguard have started offering automated planning and advisory solutions. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs entered the retail space with acquisitions of E-Trade and United Capital. Empower Retirement will start offering financial services or financial planning services with its acquisition of Personal Capital. In the future, expect tech titans such as Facebook, Apple, Amazon, and Google to foray into wealth management. The adoption of digital technologies and the harnessing of data will be an absolute requirement if firms want to remain relevant against such competition, and new players will help the industry move forward. So to summarize, the wealth management industry adapted well to the COVID-19 disruption. Remote working will be a new normal, but does not present more challenges around information security. Digital transformation is already underway in wealth management, and the pandemic gave it a big push towards implementation and adoption. The success of digital transformation requires orienting an organization toward a digital mindset. And how wealth management firms shape the organizational culture for such transformation will determine the success or failure of these initiatives. Moving along, a couple of key highlights identified by Salesforce is the need to convert your workforce into a virtual environment. Customer expectations are dramatically changing. They want to have mobile-friendly experiences where they can engage with their advisor where they want, when they want, and on their terms. There's always going to be an increasing regulatory complexity and cost of compliance. So that's top of mind for many firms as they embark upon these digital transformation initiatives. UserReady is an end-to-end data consulting firm. We help clients with digital transformation projects, and we're able to apply a single lens to projects that incorporate data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, big data, business intelligence. We are actually Tableau's top financial services partner. We work with 7 of the top 10 largest banks in the country, in the world rather, I'm sorry. And we also work on CRM and analytics projects. Here's a sample of some of the clients we're proud to work with on a day-to-day basis. We're working with them on all of these initiatives that we've highlighted, the trends that are shaping the industry. What we're going to do now is start to show you how firms can use tools such as client portals with embedded analytics in them to better manage their business, improve advisor productivity, enhance customer experience, and overall position themselves for success in the future of the wealth management industry. So let me just change my screen here. What I'm going to pull up now is a portal. Okay, so this first portal is as if you're a leader in the wealth management industry, and it's kind of your go-to to understand all of the factors of your business, both assets under management, revenue, profitability, net new asset flows, but you can also look at performance by region, by branch, or down to an individual wealth advisor. What we've done here is we've compiled a number of dashboards that are relevant to any executive in wealth management, many of which are in use today by leading wealth management firms around the country. One example that we're going to show is what we call the executive performance dashboard. This is an embedded Tableau analytics solution. So it sits right within the portal and gives the user kind of key data insights right at their fingertips so they can understand where the firm is relative to AUM, revenue for the year, profitability, net new asset, inflow and outflow for the month, for the year. You've got the ability to compare these on a weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, annual basis. Your total number of clients in your portfolio, you could see how that has changed year over year. You could see who your best performing client is for the year, what their return profile looks like, as well as your worst performing client for the year, and one that you probably need to get in touch with to make sure they remain happy. An indication of wallet share is critically important to wealth management executives because they want to know how much of their clients' assets are they managing and how much is left as their overall opportunity to try and bring over to the firm. Another important factor leading wealth management firms from a back office standpoint is understanding how efficiently you're onboarding new clients. So understanding your NIGO rate, which stands for, I'm probably preaching to the crowd here, but not in good order, meaning paperwork or digital processes to onboard new clients have gaps. So there's some documents that have remained incomplete, so they cannot yet onboard those clients. This dashboard also allows you to look regionally at your performance by any of the selected KPIs across the top. So if you want to look at AUM, revenue, net new assets, or profitability on a per state level, you're able to do so. And if you've got regional directors or managing directors managing each of these states, and you see and identify an issue or a trend, you're able to contact them right from this workbook and start to triage the issue. But the highlighting of these states is an indication of size of assets or profitability or AUM trends. To the right here, you'll see a breakdown of how portfolios are composed in terms of alternative investments, equities, real estate, fixed income, both the percent allocation of the overall AUM as well as the return profile on a quarterly basis. So these numbers are dynamic and can be updated in near real time. It's a good way for executives and wealth managers alike to look at the performance of their portfolios and identify potential opportunities to potentially modify client portfolios. The bottom left here, you'll see a client status indicator. This is something that's been in use by one of the largest wealth managers in the country. And what it's intended to do is show where clients fall on their overall client servicing spectrum. As clients increase their assets under management, so does the level of service that they qualify for. So as you see some of these clients that are on the verge here of maybe entering a new service threshold, that could be an impetus for a conversation for a wealth manager to have with a client to try and entice them to move more assets over to the firm. You've got a listing here of your top 10 clients listed by AUM. You could select, this chart could be your top 100 clients, it could be your top 5 clients, but it shows you AUM numbers and you get a sense of how those numbers are trending. On the bottom here, you get to see the performance of your team. And it's no mistake that the advisor who's performing the best also is the most active. So we've got an advisor activity tracker on the bottom right here that tracks advisors' activity relating to meetings, phone calls, emails. The meetings are today Zoom meetings, but it's that face-to-face interaction. So the more activity advisors typically have, the more successful they are, the more likely that they are to adopt these digital trends and e-signatures and the digital onboarding processes, the more efficient they run their business and the more profitable they become. So that's as if you're a national manager looking at your business. Other dashboards that we've built here are such that provide insights into the market on specific asset classes, specific stocks, bonds. You're able to look at how they're performing on a global basis. Here's an investment portfolio analysis that shows you book value, unrealized loss or gain for these different asset classes: mortgage-backed securities, cash, collateralized mortgage obligations, corporate bonds. This is just another example of a dashboard that can be utilized within a executive focused portal. Another thing that's important for executives in the wealth management industry is understanding how their back office is operating. How busy are they? What do call volumes look like? What are the issues that clients are calling in with regard to, and how long is it taking to triage these issues? This dashboard is a visualization that shows the peaks, the times in which call volumes are the highest, which helps executives in these operational roles to better staff appropriately for times in which they need to triage more client issues, so that their call handle times and the first call resolution rates aren't impacted. In fact, they're enhanced. So your overall CSAT and Net Promoter Scores tend to go up. Happier clients mean longer relationships. But this is another example of how Tableau can be used by executives to better manage their business. There's two key components to any wealth management business. It's front office and back office. The back office is just as important as the front office, so understanding how efficiently you're servicing your clients is critically important to the success of your relationship. Another visual that we have here is, we talked about NIGO, excuse me, not in good order. So understanding where you are with the account opening or repapering of clients to onboard them to the business. Understanding where you are in that stat, where you are per stage, and how much you've got, in terms of assets per stage is also critically important. You've got your total count, the average days it's taking to onboard, and the trend. What you want to see here is that number going down. Please excuse me, sorry about that. Another key factor looking at digital adoption trends, it really is a strong correlator to how advisors perform. So these visualizations showcase how during the pandemic, advisors that adopted e-signature and e-authorization and digital onboarding outperformed their peers. Yet another example of how Tableau can help visualize the performance of your business and showcase your top performers and the factors that are affecting that performance. Let's say, for example, you're a financial advisor at this firm and you want to better understand your book of business. So you go into your page. On the page, you get to see your assets under management, revenue year to date, net new assets, total number of households you're servicing, as well as the total number of accounts. Similar profile to the executive performance, purview. In addition, though, you've got firm announcements. So this tends to be a hub for firms to provide information to employees, both financial advisors, back office employees. But this portal experience is one that really enables the centralization of data and the visualization of key metrics so that performance can be streamlined. So similar to the executive performance dashboard, if I'm an independent, or if I'm a financial advisor and want to look at my book of business, I'm able to do so and look at my AUM, look at the trends that are occurring. Obviously, the upward trend with the increase in activity in the markets is a positive thing. Revenue goes up when your AUM goes up. A key indicator for any wealth management firm or wealth manager is net new assets. It's almost more important than AUM because you're understanding in real time the inflow and outflow of cash for investable assets. So having that number continue to increase ensures the future success of your business. Here's a breakdown of the total list of total clients. If you were to click on this, you could pull up your entire list. And if you had this workbook or Tableau connected to your CRM, this could take you right to your CRM platform. Whether you're using Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, or another CRM, the connectivity there makes this an actionable, driven workbook that can really help you, manage your day-to-day, look at your clients. If there's issues within your book of business, you can directly start to interact with them through your relationship management system. Another, key factor for advisors is not understanding the average age of their clients, knowing where they are in their investment journey, where they are in their retirement journey, and whether or not the advisor should expect asset inflow to increase or decrease depending upon whether or not their clients are going to need to start to take withdrawals or distributions. Is important to determine how they advise them and manage them according to their life goals. Another really cool factor or feature of this dashboard is looking at the type of programs that a client's enrolled in. And two that are highlighted here are practice management, separately managed accounts. But others that can be incorporated are mortgage. What other components? This is an opportunity to identify where you can cross-sell and upsell a client for other services offered by the firm or bank. So margin accounts, real estate, mortgage, all of those other services add to the overall revenue and profitability of a client relationship. Here's an indication of wallet share that this Jennifer Hughes has with her clients on average. Another breakdown of how her clients' portfolios are composed in terms of total AUM and their return profile for the year. Product performance by asset class. You could see that they're not performing as well as maybe she had hoped. So maybe some adjustments need to be made to these portfolios so that she can help ensure that she doesn't run into attrition issues with her clients. Another breakdown of client status according to AUM profile and where they are in the overall client servicing spectrum. The higher they are, the more the quote unquote white glove service they get. These are the top 10 clients that Jennifer has, and she's more of an institutional asset relationship manager. So the clients that she services are independent RIA firms. So her goal is to try and get the assets that those firms are managing onto her platform. So this is an indication of the top 10 RIAs in her book of business. And if you want to see how they're interacting from a back office perspective, how often are there issues coming up, you can get a breakdown on a per account basis, or you can look at all of them in aggregate. But this gives you a scenario of inbound emails, phone calls, meetings, web chats, what's going on and when. So if there are issues occurring with, for instance, your largest account, Plant Moran, you see a spike in September, you want to know what that was so that you can use this data to try and triage that issue, make sure that they're happy and that there's not any outstanding issues. Going back to the portal here, same sort of thing. You could pull up a client 360-degree view. If you want to drill into a particular client's book of business, you can pull it up here and understand the number of clients within that household, number of accounts that they have within that. And this, again, can tie into your CRM data and help visualize the overall nature of the relationship. If, for instance, you need to access a new account opening form or source of income declaration, all of the key documentation required to onboard a new client can also be hubbed within these portals. So portals truly do have an incredible opportunity to create an incredible opportunity to improve advisor performance, improve advisor profitability, and also just centralize communication for firms as they're engaging with their advisors. Some of the firms we work with have 15 to 20,000 financial advisors. So having a system like this in place is critically important to making sure that everyone is current on communications, on their books of business, on issues going on within their book of business, so that they can make sure that their clients are happy and staying with the firm. Next, we're going to show you a portal as if you were a client of ABC Bank. This is another embedded analytics solution, and you would log in with all this, necessary security protocols in place. And as a client, you would be able to set up a meeting with your wealth advisor, be able to download an account summary either on a monthly basis or year to date. If you need to, many times clients move and they need to update their contact information so their advisor can stay in close contact with them. And a lot of these wealth management firms, as you all know, you publish investment outlooks on a quarterly basis, identifying trends going on in the market, and you want an easy way to distribute this to clients other than email. So making that available in this client portal is also a key component of the communication and overall service to your existing clients. But if you see here, we have a Tableau dashboard that's very similar to what a client would receive in terms of their monthly statement, but a little bit more dynamic. So you look at your beginning investment balance for the month and your ending investment balance. You see you had a great month. Your assets grew by $160,000. Your quarterly performance return is 28.8%. Number of transactions for the month was 11, and your cash balance, so your cash available to invest, is just under 200,000. This visualization here shows the performance of your portfolio compared to the S&P 500 on a quarterly basis. So if you're this client, you're pretty happy. Looking to the right here, you get to see a breakdown of your asset mix. So you've got stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. You're very heavily weighted towards stocks, so meaning given what's going on in the market today, you're probably pretty happy with the return profile. If, for instance, you wanted to see the transactions or the trades that occurred in the month, you could pull that up by clicking this drop-down menu and see the date a specific trade occurred and the volume and the rate or the price of the stock, quantity, excuse me. On the bottom here, you get to see your holdings and the value of those holdings versus the cost basis. So Tesla being a very strong performer, IBM, McDonald's, Apple. It's a great visualization to understand how your holdings are performing relative to what you pay for them. And then to the right here, you get to see the profitability of your holdings. Again, just a more visually, aesthetically pleasing visual for your client portfolio or your portfolio summary. But this is, again, a hub where a Tableau embedded solution can be the means by which you communicate with your customers, both their performance metrics, but also engaging with them with an appointment or with questions that they may have. It becomes sort of a centralized feature in managing a wealth management business. So those are three sort of key components that we wanted to showcase that are where Tableau is really helping lead the charge to improve advisor performance, wealth management, performance, as well as client experience that you can provide with these interactive dashboards. With that, I think we will open it up to questions.
Perfect. Thanks, Mike. And thanks everyone for being on. Hopefully that was helpful. We do have a Q&A, so if you have any questions, please enter them into the Q&A window. We have a couple questions coming in here. I think the first one that's kind of a key one that I'll talk about is kind of this idea of build versus buy. And Mike, you're in the wrong view again if you want to swap your display.
Sorry about that.
Is build versus buy. So the question really that has come in is, we're considering embedding analytics. Should we, we're thinking of building, or we've built before, and we're talking about a buy decision. So how do you think about that build versus buy? So I'll cover this one, and I think there's a couple of ways, a couple of considerations, right? The first is time to market, scalability and flexibility, and then your core expertise. Do you have the core expertise around building and maintaining an analytics platform? And then the last is kind of the operational implications of maintenance and updates and the end customer experience that you're trying to provide. From a Tableau perspective, you can create, as we've shown, beautiful interactive dashboards for your data in hours, not days. So there's that time to market. This significantly cuts down on the development time and helps you get to market faster. It's easy to customize and integrate Tableau so it becomes a seamless part of your product or service, your platform, and lets customers access the data and analytics easily in an intuitive manner, right where the customer already is. And third, our analytics platform lets you scale flexibly and securely as your business grows, right? You could start off small and scale it up. We integrate with your technology investments, right, both today and in the future, those kind of unmet needs. So Tableau kind of fits into your environment and not the other way around. I think the last thing I'd kind of call on is that there is, lots of research out there, and there was a recent Aberdeen report that really talks about, the build versus buy decision, and you get, 20% faster time to market with a buy versus build, and 60% higher growth in cross-sell and upsell revenue, right? And an improvement in customer renewal rates. I'm just going to pause there. We've got the call to action slide. So, if you haven't tried Tableau and you're curious about it, go ahead and download it. You can get a free trial from an embedded use case. If there's a digital transformation program that you're currently working on, feel free to reach out to your Tableau team. We're happy to support you with the, kind of the logical next step is understand the use case, make sure there's a right fit with Tableau, and then we'll do a proof of concept with you where really you're driving it and we're enabling you. I'd like to invite you all to connect with us on LinkedIn. I'm Joe Balla. I'm with Tableau, and I advise clients on how to move their data culture forward, both on corporate analytics and embedded analytics. You've got our information here. Please feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn. We've got a multi-part series on these webinars, so feel free to join us for the next session. And we'd urge you to kind of engage with your Tableau and analytics community at large and become a data leader within your organization and community. Great, we've got a couple more questions, and maybe Mike, I'll go to you. One is around, how steep is the learning curve for Tableau? So Mike, do you want to take that one?
Sure. In our opinion, it's not very steep. We work with clients on a regular basis to develop training and adoption programs. And oftentimes, depending upon where a customer is in their journey, if they're just getting started, we may get hired to help build a foundational set of dashboards. But a key component of that process is to be a coach and a consultant. So as we're building dashboards, we're training the teams that are going to then take over the efforts going forward. So it's really an interactive process that's intended to provide expertise as you see these dashboards come to life. But in addition to that, we've got sort of extensive training programs that can be applied to the various types of users of Tableau. There's a set of users that are going to be creating content and building dashboards for consumption by executives and other leaders in the business. Then there's a component of Tableau where you're going to want to be able to interact. They call that an explorer. So being able to slice and dice the data to try and gain meaningful insights relevant to you or your specific business unit. We've got training tracks along that path. And we also have the training path for those that are just trying to view the data. They're called viewers. So we've got multiple paths that can be taken. In addition to that, as firms start to scale with Tableau, it's truly important to establish what we call a center of excellence. And we help establish these centers of excellence with clients, and we deploy the blueprint methodology, which is a framework we've deployed at firms like Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, and many others that have really helped accelerate the time to value for using Tableau and really providing a strong sense of governance around data.
Perfect. Thanks, Mike. I'm going to go, Suraj, can you, I just want to make sure that you can come off mute and you can hear us and you can respond to a question.
Yep, I
Perfect.
can hear you.
So there's a question in from, again, we've got another one here. So if a client is using Sales Cloud or FSC, do you recommend they use Tableau CRM or Tableau? Do you want to talk to One Analytics?
Sure, absolutely. That's a great question. Part of the benefit if a client is using Sales Cloud or FSC is that a lot of the data model that you're then going to try to visualize or drive actionability on is within your Salesforce data model. And so there's a benefit there to Tableau CRM to be used to build your visualization assets as well as your predictive models. The guidance I always give there is that it's really dependent on where your end user resides. So you may have end users that are on Sales Cloud or FSC where they need this insight within that larger experience. And so Tableau CRM can leverage the data as well as the security natively. And so it's a better fit for those users. On the flip side, if we need to leverage Salesforce data, but largely for an end user that lives outside of Salesforce or for a use case that is outside of Salesforce, then that is a perfect use case for Tableau because we can connect into Salesforce data, extract that, and then present and embed that back wherever those end users reside. Again, it's about presenting these insights to drive the right kind of action for your end users. Great question.
Great. Thanks, Suraj. And there's sort of a follow-up question to that, I think, for the demo. You know, the question is Salesforce the primary data source? And I think at a high level, the answer is no, but maybe Suraj, you want to kind of add some more details around that, the Tableau demo and the data sources that we can connect to and leverage.
Yeah, there are many different data sources that you can connect to. Salesforce, again, is just one specific data source. Again, my guidance there is to look at the specific KPIs, like key performance indicators or insights that you're trying to present, and then think about the end user that you're presenting it to and the business process in which they're taking these actions. That in turn will then enable you to determine, is our primary data source Salesforce, and as a result, we should present it in that experience, or is Salesforce just augmenting another set of data sources? Again, using Tableau set of connectors and Tableau prep, we have the ability to really go and grab data from wherever, and then again, present it back to wherever those end users reside.
Perfect. And I just think specifically on this, demo for embedding analytics, one of the questions we get a lot is, that do we build it ourselves? Do we buy it? What are the advantages? And that time to market, if you think about, typically most customers have lots of data, either in Salesforce, other systems, operational databases. How do you pull all of that together and get it out to your customers in a meaningful, personalized, intuitive way? And that's really where Tableau's kind of, agnostic view of connecting to all of the key data that customers have and providing that back to your end customers really helps with that time to market. Another question.
Can I add to that, Joe?
Yeah, go, please, ahead.
In addition to that, you get the benefit of the massive R&D budgets that are allocated to product innovation at companies like Tableau and Salesforce. Whereas if you're going to build a homegrown solution, your cost of maintenance is extremely high, but also your innovation budget is directly coming from the company itself rather than the partner you choose or platform you choose to partner with. If you look at the R&D budgets at companies like Tableau and Salesforce, you'll understand the value that you're getting when you start to invest in these platforms. So I think that's also a critical point.
Perfect. Thanks, Mike. There's the next question is an interesting one, and it's the question's what's the role of robo advisors that are gaining a foothold in kind of the market today? Maybe Mike, I'll ask you to kind of give your thoughts on that, and I have a couple of thoughts around how embedded analytics can help drive kind of customer stickiness.
Yeah, I think there's two factors to the answer to that question. One is it's for investors that are seemingly low maintenance, and maybe they don't have, a multi-million-dollar set of assets that they want to invest, and they don't need to talk to a wealth manager on a daily basis. It's really, I think it's well suited for someone who's early in their investment cycle to leverage the value of AI and algorithmic identification relative to your investment profile, your risk profile, your return goals. I think that, if you don't need to meet with your advisor on a regular basis, if you just want, insights based on what's going on in the market and what's best positioned or best suited for you, a robo advisor works. And I think that's going to continue to gain momentum. It's when you get up into the larger accounts where you've got firms that have, maybe $5 or $10 million minimums to open an account. If you're putting $10 million or more with a wealth management firm, you expect service. And that's where I think the line will always be drawn. The larger that the amount of assets that a person has, the more expectation they have for service. It's not to say that service can't be augmented with AI, which it will be, but you still want to be able to pick up the phone and speak with someone if there's an issue or something that you want to discuss.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Mike. We've got another question. So we're being asked by our institutional customers for more access to data so they can take the raw data and get better insights into their investment performance, plan adoption, etc. Can you talk about the benefits of embedding analytics versus providing customers the data? So I'll take that one, and then we can the rest of the team can add some comments if they have them. So I think if you think about data monetization strategies, right, they should be flexible, providing your customer what they need, when they need it, and this kind of ranges from providing that data to a customized, personalized self-service analytics. If you think about your customers, the biggest benefit of embedding analytics is that they can get the self-service analytics that allows them to access the data and analytics easily, quickly, without having to request access, wait for it to be delivered. And then, if they do get the data, then, self-service analytics allows them to interact with the data easily, simply, intuitively to help answer questions. And if you think about the time from a question to answer, self-service analytics just shortens that time, right? That's why Tableau and our analytics business is growing so quickly, because we reduce the time from question to answer. But if you think about the raw data, it's I now have to likely rely on another person or team, and by providing self-service analytics, you're avoiding wasting those resources and speeding up the pace of question to answer. We've got another question around a technical question. Suraj, I'm going to go to you on this one. Is Tableau limited by the number of rows of data? I have really big data. Do you want to talk to that one, Suraj?
Sorry, Joe, you just broke up there on my side. Can you just repeat that question again?
Yeah, is Tableau limited by the number of rows of data? I have really big data.
It's a good question. It's not necessarily tied to a limit like that. The way that I would really guide around how much data we want to ingest is look at it in terms of the specific use cases that we're trying to drive and the end users that we're impacting there as well. And that in turn, if we have an immense amount of data, we can find which subset of that data we really need to make available in order to light up that use case for the end user. In terms of any specific limits, I'm not sure, Michael or team, if if you can jump in on that one.
Yeah, it's Joe. I can add kind of a 2 cents, right? Like a lot of our customers find that Tableau is really suited for analyzing millions, if not billions of rows of data, right? Because of our data connectivity approach, we connect to some of the largest databases in the world, and a lot of our big data companies noted Tableau as one of the few, if not only product that can handle massive, amounts of data. Again, if you have a specific use case, happy to walk you through, reach out to your Tableau team, connect with them, walk you through kind of a guided evaluation where you can, see the power of Tableau with your data. Perfect. Next question is, I have a potential use case for Tableau. How do I get started? I'll talk to this one quickly. That first point in our call to action, download and try Tableau, right? We have a free trial. You can, use that. Tableau is very easy to use, to learn and explore with your data. Reach out to your Tableau team that supports you, and we'll help you get started through a guided evaluation and really trying out Tableau capabilities with your data. And it looks like we have one more question, and it's, what are the other resources I can use to learn and get better at Tableau? So I would say the best resource I would point you to is to go to our Tableau website, go to the learning section. We have hours of free content on topics like data literacy, platform agnostic data literacy. How do you improve data literacy at your organization? How do you transform to become a data-driven organization? In addition, we have an extremely active user community, and we have lots of e-learning and instructor-led training that's available. I'd urge you to take a look at our website, reach out to your Tableau team if you have any questions. And it looks like that's the last question. So I wanted to thank everyone for your time today. Feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn, and please register for the next session. We hope to see you there. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.